I'd seen a lot of movies about kind of the joys of music and the fun of music and sort of what it's like to be a kind of ready-made great musician, and not a lot about what was my sort of principal experience in music in those years, which was terror and stage fright and fear of a conductor and fear of the rest of the band and fear of not getting something right, and just this sense of constant struggle of trying to be better and trying to reach this goal that you feel like you can never reach. Whiplash is about a young guy who is desperate to become one of the great drummers of all time, and he meets an instructor who pushes him in very, I'd say, unconventional ways. And pretty soon our young drummer has to make a decision, basically just how far is he willing to go in order to be great. His methods are very divisive, and you know, I think some would call him completely abusive. Others might find some justification in his behavior, but essentially he does stuff that normally would be a fireable offense. But because he has such a successful batting record, the school kind of turns a blind eye. I think Fletcher really believes in Andrew. I think Fletcher sees in Andrew a potentially great musician. And Fletcher feels that in today's world, the crime is not to be too hard on a kid. The crime is to see potential in a kid and not do everything you possibly can to realize that potential. You know, he's just one of those guys who is equally adept at making you laugh or making you terrified, you know, and it sounds simple, but there's actually few actors who I think are that skilled at playing those two muscles, sometimes simultaneously, sometimes within a single sentence, and that more than anything was the most important thing for Fletcher. I wanted to make a movie about music that played like a full octane thriller, you know, and hopefully people feel the anxiety and the fear, but also the kind of exhilaration that's sort of inherent to this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey You